said times in his rhymes cause his memories. We running through New York so you never leave. Strap my lungs then we puffin' through with that right. We're giving them some stories, they come back like manic this, manic that, while you crawling to me.
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to properly jumpstart your BMW. Now, there's a lot of misinformation regarding how you should jump these cars, and this specifically applies to the BMW E60, E61, E63, and more importantly, BMW E65 and E66. And this is the most common car a lot of people end up messing up when they jumpstart that specific car, which is the E65 and E66. Now, this is going to apply for the E46 and E39, and you can do it the same way because all BMWs are fitted the same way to safely jumpstart them. And now, if you look at the E53, you'll notice that the battery is located in a completely different area to where other batteries are located. Now, the reason BMW actually hide the battery in these cars is purely because that's not where you jump start the car from. So I'm going to show you today how to jump start your car and the best jump starter kit you can actually have for your BMW. Now, I do not recommend ever using jump leads, be it for charging, be it for programming, trying to use another car to actually program the car, because I get a lot of questions about, can you use another person's car to keep the car running and charging while you program the car? That is a complete no, and definitely not a battery charger. So let's get onto it and I'm gonna show you how to jump start a BMW. Okay guys, so you'll notice this is the BMW boot or trunk area. Now, as many of you guys know, on the E65, E60, E61, E63, the battery is located under here. Now, what a lot of people don't understand on these is you're never meant to jump start the car from the battery. Now, the reason I say that is because you've got the IBS sensor, you've got the battery blow off cable. Now, this is not intended to jump start the car from whatsoever, but a lot of people still insist on actually doing that like you would any old-fashioned car. They seem to forget this is a BMW, and BMWs do not require them to be jump started from the rear. German engineers are very clever, and the reason they put this in the rear is only to actually change the battery. Now, what you actually do by jump starting the battery from the rear here is you're actually sending the power down the wrong way through the modules, and it can't actually calculate how much voltage is actually coming via the car when you actually jump start it, because as you guys know, when you jump start a car, it gives a voltage spike and it can end up damaging your modules. That's why a lot of you end up frying your modules and end up killing your car by actually jump starting it from the battery terminal itself, because the IBS sensor is there and it's actually built onto the DME. And that's why you never jump start your car from the battery itself, and I'm going to show you why that is. So if you look under your bonnet, you'll notice that you've got a live and a negative terminal right here. Now, the reason BMW put these on these cars is purely because this is where you're meant to connect your terminals to jumpstart the car for programming any battery chargers direct to this terminal. Because the way the current works is it flows through these terminals, which are connected to the starter solenoid, back to the CAS, back to the KGM, to distribute the voltage between all the modules to actually not fry them. If you jump it from the battery, what ends up happening is you end up causing a massive voltage spike, which is not distributed properly and will end up frying your modules and your DME. So as you jump start it from here, or you put a charger on it, it's distributing that power source through the modules protectively and concurrently. That way you don't fry your DME. Now, a lot of people are not even aware of this, but this cable right here, if you see, there's a battery cable that links on to the battery in the battery area. You've also got this terminal here which goes to the starter motor as well, and that's exactly for jumping. What a lot of people ain't aware as well is when you jump start a car, you're giving it huge amounts of voltage at the same time every time you crank it. So a jump start is putting extra load on the actual electrical system itself. Now, with BMW, it's something you don't want to do. Therefore, I don't recommend to actually use jump leads if you own a BMW, and do not, and I mean this, do not use another car to actually jump start your car. Many people have tried this and many people have failed. Many people end up coming to me saying they've blown their DME, they destroyed their car, their module's not communicating, they try to jump start the car, now they have a load of dash lights and they can't get rid of it. It ends up destroying your JBE, your FRM, your DME. It can also destroy the KGM, because the KGM is responsible for actually distributing all the power to all the modules. The KGM is the top responsible agent for distributing voltage to everything on the tree itself, on the modules. If you damage that, your car will not start, and it also can send a voltage spike to the modules and actually kill your modules. Therefore, I'm going to show you the proper device I recommend to actually use to jump start this car. So you'll see here, what we've got right here is a jump pack. Now I highly recommend you having one of these if you've got a BMW E60, E61, E63, E65 or E66, purely because jump leads are not a good thing to ever use on your BMW, and carry this around with you everywhere in case your battery ever goes dead, because as you know, BMW are known for going dead on their batteries, i.e. battery drain or anything taking the amount of power. People retrofitting crap that isn't needed, and it actually can kill your battery, and then you're left stranded. Then you're getting somebody who's got a regular Toyota, Citroen, whatever it is, Chevy, and then they just and then them people can actually use jump leads for their car because they're not built in the same way German engineering is actually built. So I do recommend, if none of you guys have one of these, to actually buy one, because these are safer, much better, and you cannot mix up the terminals because it will know and it will throw a light and won't even let you jump start the car safely. So we're going to go ahead and plug this up. So as you see here, it's all plugged up, and then what you're going to want to do is just sit it at the side there, open your positive, which is right there. You're going to want to put the negative on there and then put your positive onto that one. Then you're going to want to put the power on, and as you'll see, it's got a solid green light, which means it's ready to go. Now if you have to reset it because you see it keep flashing, you'll just press this one to reset it, and as you can hear it's clicking. That's because it's sending power to the car. This is the safest way to distribute power to your BMW to jumpstart, and these things are very reliable and very quick to jumpstart the car. The moment you put them on, they're ready. I've used this on a variety of BMWs and I've never been proven wrong. This will jump V8s, V12s, you name it. This thing is powerful enough to jump a lot of cars on the market. This is a Swayoki one. I know you can get the Noco Genius as well, which is something I'm hoping I'll get later on, but this one has been very well, and I've had it for the last 2 years, and it's been undoubtedly one of the best jump devices I've ever had. I never ever use jump leads for a BMW. I always use these because they're safe, efficient, and like I said, they distribute the power properly and they distribute the current properly via all the modules. Therefore you won't end up damaging your car in the process. So if you do want to jump start your car, or you're having battery problems, try and get it sorted. But if you want a good jump starter kit for your BMW, I do highly recommend to go and buy one of these kits. And this is the way you would jumpstart your BMW the proper way. Do not listen to anyone else who tells you to jump it from the battery. And I do recommend this for the E46, E39 and E53, because as you guys know, on the E53 you cannot get to the battery without removing the air suspension unit or the plastic cover. It's a nightmare just to get to the battery. That's why BMW invented these terminals right here, because they didn't expect people who are idiots to go along and jumpstart their car the wrong way by actually trying to jump it from the battery room. Common knowledge should show you, if all the modules fitted in a luxury German car, you should know that the power has to be distributed properly to all the modules to be able to protect the inline circuits and all the fuses and all the modules that run in line with the motor. Okay guys, so as you've just seen now, I've just shown you now how to properly jumpstart your BMW. As I said, this does apply for the BMW E60, E61, E63, E65 and E66. But this also applies for the E46, E39, E53 and E38. The reason BMW put them terminals under the bonnet is to protect the car and protect the modules. They weren't put there just for the sake of it, and they wasn't put there just for the BMW dealer. BMW want you to use them terminals, and you must use them terminals. It's not about you don't want to and you want to jumpstart the same way you could an old car that you previously had, whether it be a Chevy or you come from a Ford. You cannot jumpstart these cars in that way. Secondly, many of you guys will know, Ford, a lot of the other manufacturers have the battery in the front of the engine bay. That's because they want you to jump it from the battery. In BMW, the reason they hide the battery in the boot is because you got the terminals at the front. It's called German engineering was at its best and at its finest, and way ahead of other manufacturers that are actually putting that now, because more manufacturers are putting more modules in, and this is the way to protect the modules and to make the current flow properly through the car so it doesn't fry or damage any of the modules or you blow a circuit. And as I said, that's why a lot of you who end up jump starting your car from the battery end up hearing pop and blow a lot of fuses for your active steering light and a lot of the lights you actually get on your car, as well as your DME being fried and your car no longer starts, or your EWS is tripped because you're jump starting it wrong. So I hope this video is going to help you guys, and I know there wasn't really a clear video or clear explanation as to why you should jump start your BMW the proper way. Thank you very much for watching. This BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.